Hey guys, Hugh Shang here. Welcome back to another tutorial. It's kind of an emergency tutorial. There's this nasty frickin' build going around right now on the ladder. Double factory, mass cyclone, and then they pull the boys. And they try to just kill you at like 5 minutes. And it's strong against all the races, so I'm gonna do a guide here. With Zerg and with Protoss. I'm gonna let the Terrans suffer because you guys brought the Cyclone into this world, so you guys are on your own. But Zergs and Protosses, we're gonna help you guys out here. I'm gonna show you the defense. Basically, what you want to do is Zerg. I think Zerg has it a little bit easier than Protoss. What you want to do is you want to identify it with your Overlord, and then you want to just mass Ling Bane, because the Lings are really good against the Cyclone, and the Banelings can kind of kill the SUV buffer pretty quick. And you just go for a quick surround here, bust all the workers. Lings can wrap around, get a nice surround on them, and should be pretty easy pickings, I think. So the defense itself, pretty easy. I'd stop at about like 30 workers or so. Looks like I'm at like 27 here, 8 at the natural. And the main thing you got to do is scout it, right? I think defending is easy. Scouting is the hard part with Zerg. So first Overlord, you want to have that come to the natural. And usually what they're going to do is try to make a couple Marine, lift their barracks, and kill your Overlords. You can't scout them. So what you want to do is you want to just sacrifice it and make sure that they don't have, make sure they have a natural, right? And if they have a natural, you're good. They're just doing like a normal, maybe fast Hellion wall over here. But if they don't have a natural, then you know they're up to some shenanigans. And you can do a little bit more scouting and try to figure out what's going on. So if you want, you can sack this second Overlord as well through the main, just to verify. But already we kind of see like no expansion. We see the factory at the front. And in a little bit, we're going to spot the Cyclones. So we kind of know what's going on already. Especially, with how the ladder's going right now. I had a couple students play. I had like 6 PvT games. And all 6 were the Cyclone all in. So it's pretty rampant. So you're probably going to be playing this if you see this setup. And you can see the double swap over here. I mean, he could probably hide this a bit better. But, very fast Cyclones. You'll spot the Cyclones here. And about this point, you pretty much know, right? Like, okay, you got 2 Cyclones, buddy. You got a bunch of reactors. He's going for the build. So then you cut your workers. You grab a Bane Nest. You get Ling Speed. And then you just mass units till he pushes you. And then try to get a good surround. So pretty straightforward with Zerg, I think. You can also grab a third base. I should mention that. You actually want a third base against the all-ins. This isn't greedy because this is actually extra production. Right? This is more Lings, more Banes for your defense. So don't think of this as greedy. Think of this as extra safe, right? And the workers are what's going to make it greedy or safe. So if you have 16 workers here, way too many, you're probably going to die. Okay. Here we're going to have a couple examples with Protoss. I think Protoss is the race that it's harder to defend with. Maybe I'm wrong. Let me know in the comments. But I think Protoss is going to be the one that's struggling with this build quite a bit. So what you want to be doing with Protoss is... Well, actually, first of all, I'm going to show you guys a loss. So I'm going to show you what not to do with Protoss and why it's so powerful against them. And then I'll show you the setup. But the basic idea with Protoss is you get like 3-gate robo. And that's kind of your building setup. And then you got to make sure you don't go past 8 worker at the natural. So we can kind of see he's going for this build. I'll go into the details in a second. But he basically masses the Cyclones again. Pulls the workers. We even see it coming with the obs here. But if you don't micro and the SCV get to buffer. So you'll see here the stalkers are actually shooting the workers. Then you're going to get crushed. Because all these units are basically not killing the Cyclone. So the Cyclone get to rain down hell. Even with the overcharge, like we're just losing way too many units. And so you're going to struggle. So what you need actually against this is you need something that's a bit better against the SCV. And you need to be cognizant of the fact that they literally pulled all their workers. And so they're Omega all in here. And you don't really need to have been so greedy and saved all of these ones. You can actually sacrifice a bunch of them to hold this pretty easy. Okay, so in this one, I'm going to show you guys how to defend it. So you're going to do your standard opening. We got your gateway. You're going to grab your cyber, and then you're going to expand. Very standard stuff. grab your pylon, grab your gas, all very, very normal. And if your scout comes in here, you're going to get a really easy time because you can actually see both factories. So that's making it quite a bit easier. And you can also look for the natural. Like, there's no natural. That's a pretty big clue that they're doing some sort of all-in like this. But yeah, if you get in, it's super easy, right? We can actually see both the factories come down here. And if you see both the factories, you know 100% he's doing this build. You can just respond accordingly. If you don't get in the base, you should be able to scout the factory with the reactor still, because your adept can come in or your probe can come in and you can still see this. Or alternatively, you can go for a sentry first because there's no Reaper. So you're really safe to go sentry first if you want, but the downside is it'll delay your robo. Either way though, however you're going to scout, observer, sentry, probe, just make sure that you get the info that they don't have an expansion. And they have like double factory. And then once you know this, all you got to do is go really fast 3-gate robo. Don't get any additional tech. Don't try to go disruptor. Don't try to go blink. I don't know. Don't try to go Stargate. Just go like 3-gate robo. Super, super easy. Make some immortals. Make some stalkers. And don't go past like 8 probes at the natural. Similar to the defense with Zerg. And then the last thing you want to get is a shield battery. So don't rush the shield battery. That's like the most common mistake I see around this like diamond or lower MMR range, is people will grab this before they get a lot of units. And maybe even before they grab their gates, thinking like, I need that right away. They're going to attack me immediately. But I mean, you can see here, we have a ton of time to get our defenses ready. So you want to get that last after like the gates and maybe the immortal, so you can have more units when they do show up. Okay. And then all you need to do from here is just mass units every time your gates are off cooldown. So I'm going to be warping in stalkers here. And I'm making an immortal out of the robo. You can also see I went for an observer quickly. And you can skip this if you want, but basically the idea with this is that you can see if they've expanded. So if he did for some reason take an expansion after starting with the setup, we would know right now and we could just reboot the probe production. Okay, and then we see the SCV pull. So, I mean, we obviously know he's like 100% committed here. There's no transition. He's going Omega all in. And then now we know that we're kind of safe to pull our workers as well, which is one of the things I didn't do in the last game where we got crushed. So, I'll fast forward here. And you're going to see me warp in a couple of zealots, right? So we got like Stalker, Immortal, but then we also have a zealot or two. I think I want to warp in more. Maybe I only have one zealot. And then you're going to bring in the probes as well. And the biggest difference here is that these probes are buffering for our Stalker Immortal, just like his are buffering for his Cyclone, right? So it's like a trade-off. You could even bring more than this if you want. Like you could grab like half these worker, no problem, if you want to be super extra safe. Because look at his base. He's literally got nothing over here. He's just got like his mules. And then you want to activate your overcharge when you can. And if you want to do a little bit extra, you can definitely grab these Immortal or Stalkers and just target fire his Cyclone. Is pretty good as well. But yeah, basically just that extra little buffer is going to be a big deal, and it's going to allow a lot of your units to stay alive. And then you should be pretty good. So yeah, hopefully this keeps some of you guys safe. It's a nasty ladder experience out there right now. Everybody's doing this one base Cyclone all in. So yeah, hopefully you watched this video before you went and laddered and didn't come to this after you got murked a couple times. But yeah, hopefully this was helpful. If you liked the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you'd like some one-on-one coaching, check out my website or hit me up on Discord. All right, guys. Thanks for watching.